And he does it pretty well with Jones and then centre field. And they can link by hand. Petrevski-Seton with the kick out. And there is Oscar McDonald, who takes a good, strong mark.
Stand!
So McDonald, who's played 99% of his career in defence, as Brownie said, if he wants to claim a place with Carlton, it might be in a slightly different role. Walsh takes the grab, flashing past Williamson, ignored. Well-weighted kick to half forward, though. And the mark taken by Dow. As we discussed in the pre-match, super impressive in the practice match. Kicks to the top of the square, Mackay, Fisher, that time he hit it right. And kicks Carlton's first.
I was just about to say, housemates too, looking after each other, a bit of waxing. Hutto, Walsh to Dow to set that play up. Word is that a young Sam Walsh is rubbing off nicely on the older Paddy Dow, so they look both set for really good years. Good transition there by Carlton. Get to the top of the goal screen. That's what we see all year from Harry Mackay. He needs to be that big focal point, that presence in the forward 50. If you can't take the mark, get to the crumb, and that's the spot to be, front and centre. Good spot there by Fisher. We're going to take it to another level now. Eddie Bett's not out there tonight. He needs to be their main small forward this year.
Touch of Stephen Kernahan about that hair from 9 minutes into Carlton's first game, and you're mentioning it already. Pitnet, lovely little handoff. Walsh, he got steady, he got it deep, and there's some interference on McDonald. And he's earned the free kick against Frawley. So he's just kicked one goal in his AFL career. In fact, he'd only had the one score in his AFL career.
Yeah, he'd be nervous here. Nothing like settling the nerves with a goal. You don't often see this, a player playing for his career in the pre-season.
Looks pretty decent. Oscar McDonald kicks a goal as a blue. And the boys get around him very quickly. Well done.
Well, there's an opportunity there. Jack, you've got Harry Mackay we've spoken about. Jack Silvani's been the other forward that's been certainly an undersized forward playing as the other key. They're crying out for another key position forward there. Casbolt's injured. We know Charlie Curnow's out for a long time, really. Opportunity for this man, Oscar McDonald.
Yeah, you'd love to be a fly on the wall in the list management meetings, wouldn't you? Knowing exactly what they want to see. Like, do they want to see him rack up the footy? Do they want to see him compete? What is that question mark that they have before they pull the trigger on an Oscar McDonald or any of the players across the competition that are competing for spots?
Well, that's a good start doing that, isn't it? Competing, don't get outmarked, give your small forwards an opportunity if the ball hits the deck and convert your opportunities.
Just one match, so there's a lot more urgency. Williams tried to force his way through, and he quickly got it on the boot. And the goals continue to flow at Marvel Stadium. Zach Williams, their prize recruit from the Giants, and a lot of talk about the fact that he's playing in the midfield, but everyone from Carlton's been quick to say, well, he's actually proved himself really dangerous around the goals as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He spent time in the forward half. This is what you want to see from Zach Williams. He'll bring this to the team. We saw it at GWS when he went into the midfield, was that movement through stoppages. He moves really well. He's quite an aggressive player, actually. Has good power in his legs. We know he's a good kick. And that's what you want to see from Carlton. Those forward 50 stoppage goals are a premium.
Paul, you need to separate a metre, please, Mark.
Hunter and Pitnet, his bit of extra body strength there for Pitnet. And both ruckmen now have kicked a goal. And they keep flowing.
Well, he just monstered him then, didn't he?
He's a good player. They really rate him down there. Carlton kids love playing underneath him. He keeps it simple. He's like a real good old-fashioned ruckman, isn't he, Root? Look at this. Oh, yeah, monstered him out of the way.
That's a few extra pre-seasons at AFL level, having a bit in that. He didn't kick a goal and only had the one score assist in total last year, so that's something he wants to add to his game, Mark, isn't it?
Absolutely. He's been one of the better pickups the last 12 months. Picked up from Hawthorn last year.
Williams this time with a fairly open forward line to Peruse. He's off. So he could, oh, he's wobbled. It's going to fall. There was two Carlton players in the perfect position. And Pitnet, he can go back and bang his second goal.
We don't want to bang on about the man in the mark, but again there, Zach Williams exploits that new rule, so he's able to run freely, move off the man on the mark and have a clear line, even though it wasn't a great kick inside 50, fell into his teammates' hands.
So far, both teams have been extremely accurate too, and that continues. 2 goals for Mark Pitnet, pretty much going goal for goal after St Kilda kicked the first 2. And now it's back to that 12-point margin.
So handy having a big man that can push hard forward, and he did that then, really almost unopposed in the end inside the forward 50. So midfielders, just like ruckman, if they can go forward and actually hit the scoreboard, they become so much more valuable.
No whistle. Clark, handball just a little recklessly. Dow was able to punch it to Fogarty, who kicks to the wing, creeps to Murphy, and Silvani read the play well. McDonald's running back to the goal square. Silvani kicks in his direction. He should mark and does.
They worked that really well, Carlton, because St Kilda had loose men everywhere in the back half. And it was Jack Silvani was the first one that just came back at the ball carrier.
Yes, that's your line.
Brought them a little bit of time to reset inside 50.
Gone. Play on.
Bang, he's kicked the second.
He's put his hand up, Hutto.
How easy is this forward stuff, he says.
He loves it. I mean, he kicked 1 goal coming into this game. We know his work as a defender at Melbourne. This is opportunity for Carlton. Can he get himself a spot on the list playing as a forward ruck? With Casbolt being out injured, DeConning out injured as well. So, big opportunity. Started well. I'll be interested to see the influence of Mark Murphy, who played predominantly as a forward this year, Rui. We know he's a class player in the twilight of his career. I think he'd be able to really good influence with their ball movement through half forward.
He's always been a good decision maker, hasn't he? So you get a premium for his touches. I mean, not too dissimilar to Gary Ablett last year at Geelong, who didn't win as much footy as he's always won as a midfielder, but he only needed it a few times to create real havoc on the scoreboard in particular. So
what's over the scoring, Hutto? I reckon the players are just bugging. The first quarter was out of control.
It was a bit.
The speed. Yeah.
Oh, Williams is still up and about, and he hits the scoreboard for a second time.
There we go. Restores a bit of normality. He did this in the first quarter as well. This is going to be the real strength of Zach Williams. Everyone's talking about his work at half-back at GWS. Yes, he'll go into the midfield, but they're looking for him to be damaging when he goes forward. Certainly in these forward stoppages. He's got that. He's got really good strength through his hips, Rui. Good finish. It'll be dangerous in these situations with Martin Fisher and Zach Williams and Mark Murphy getting on the move. They've got 3 or 4 genuine class players in those forward 50 stoppages. It's going to be hard for defences coming up against them to watch all dangers.
So Saints have got the last 3. We know runs of goals was an issue for Carlton last year. They conceded runs of 5 more than any other team in the competition. So
Needs to Walsh to try and put an end to that. More, not the best of handballs, but Murphy tidies up. And they do get one.
Well, there you go, Hutto. Roll on cue, they break the run.
That's a good point. It was, and David Teague was quick to point out that they too had some good runs themselves, but it clearly was an issue for them last year.
Yeah, a finals team. If you're going to make finals, which obviously Carlton has aspirations for this season, you can't give up runs of goals like that. It's a sign of their leadership, so more guys need to stand up when they do get goals kicked against them. Take charge. Need to have strong direction and presence out there with each other to stop the rot and to be able to change things on the run. You know, we know with the 6-6 rule, 6-6-6 rule, it's hard at centre bounces, but there's things that leaders can do out there, Rui, to stop the rot.
Maney. This quarter's been a long one as well. 31 minutes. Murphy to Silvani. Yes! Handy late goal for the Blues.
They've been strong on the forward 50 stoppage goals, Carlton. So well organised. They've always had that player breaking onto the ball
4 goals from forward 50 stoppages. I'm not sure what the average would be there, really. It wouldn't be more than 1 or 2 per game.
Well, it was Nunes that time he was coming sort of goal side, creating a bit of havoc, but a lot of movement. And just winning your one-on-ones, win the footy.
Good movement through the stoppage.
Jack Silvani played 3 of the first 4 games last year. Then he had gastro, a rib injury, and finally a knee injury that ended his season. Ben Long. It's going to Plowman, who wants with urgency to move, and you can see why. Murphy to the right spot, and then wide goes the kick, taken by McDonald. Silvani's got loose. He wants to keep going. He had a metre. He turned it into 2, and he turns it into a goal.
Oscar McDonald's shown enough in the forward. We know he hasn't been a forward, but he's working hard for a spot on the list. The Carlton list has a forward ruckman. There's the Silvani family. They're rapt to see Jack, who's
come on, Sauce.
the pseudo-key forward down there at the moment with injuries to Casbolt and Kerno.
You reckon he could smile, though, wouldn't you, Brown?
But the thing with Sauce is he was fullback of the century, but
so he hates goals.
No, he went forward and kicked back, so he doesn't even think it's that hard to go to the other end of the ground.
Fair. It's only 2 he's kicked.
Did he kick double figures ever, Sauce?
I
reckon he got it. I reckon he got 9.
That's a good question. Dow. It's been okay. Hasn't quite been able to replicate his dynamic form from the practice match. Fisher. Quick fire snap is a good one. And the Blues get it back under 5 goals.
That's a really clever reply there. Gee, he was good late in the year, wasn't he, when he came back into the side.
Came back and kicked 4 goals in one game against West Coast, and I think, judging from what he's said in a couple of interviews and also the coach, that he didn't really want to be that small forward, but with the injury he had, he was more likely to be able to have that impact coming back into the team, and that's where they want him to play for now.
Yeah, and I think he's embraced it now, Hutto. And that's a major step.
For the Blues, Kenzie, Bytel and Wood we're yet to see for the Saints. Saar. There's no stopping him. He'd love to land one from 50 to give the Blues fans a taste of what he wants to deliver this year.
Absolutely. Listen to those Carlton fans. That's what's getting them excited. Adam Saad up on the back of the stoppage. This is where he's going to be in really dangerous situations, and opposition defenders are going to have to watch it. Look at the amount of space he has there, just playing inside 45 from the stoppage. He's got tremendous speed and great finishing ability. They'll be salivating at the sight of that. Nick Greenwald.
Absolutely. There are little storylines within these pre-season games, and all the Carlton fans that are watching at home and came along tonight, you'd be holding on to the 2 goals from Williams at forward 50 stoppages, wouldn't you? And seeing Saad rebound like that and then flash.
Saad barge through, kept on going. He might get it back here from Fisher. It's in good hands. He delivers one more into the inside. Fogarty back out to Murphy. Helps and your opponent falls over. Poor old Dougal Howard has handed Murphy a goal.
What happened there with Dougal Howard? And his legs crossed up.
Yeah, Mason Wood is going to come on. Mark Murphy.
And Brett Ratton might have had a look at some of the fatigue setting in some of the players.
Gets his 2nd goal. Back to 18 points. They're still in the game.
It's had a pretty good night, Murph. 19 disposals, 2 goals. Permanent forward this year.
And good decision, I think, from Mark Murphy and Carlton Football Club to
Martin this time was the tackler, feeding it quickly. Plowman. Silvani!
yes.
Not quite his old man at the MCG, jumping over the pack. Come on, Sauce. Give us something.
Something, Sauce. Come on. There's a bit of a smile there from Joe.
Yeah, Joe was happy.
Yeah, Joe's happy.
Well done, Joe.
Happy.
Lovely mark.
It's been good, especially the second half. He's looked really dangerous in the forward line.
Silvani for his third goal. And the Blues get back to within 12 points.
Yeah, that's a good night.
Even Joe says, come on. Good old fella.
Wouldn't want to play poker with Sauce. Yeah, that's a good night. Jack, 15 possessions now, 3 goals. That third quarter, he looked really lively in the forward half. Him and Zach Fisher really set them alight. It's just a nice little hang.
They're really pressing now, the Blue Baggers, aren't they? The last 5 minutes, they've got momentum.
And the Blues fans are making a bit of noise.
Come on, Sauce. Even Joe recognises giving donuts.
Williamson to Sard. Still got running those legs. Maybe not quite as much as earlier. Bangs it up. Silvani again. Good body strength against a willing competitor in Wilkie.
He's been outstanding.
Fisher darts. O'Brien feeding it wide to Cunningham. He's taken it straight away. He wasn't waiting. The goal was there and he takes it. Oh, the Blues fans find their voice. They're back within 6 points. That's all in good fun.
Yeah, and they're defending so much better than they did in the first half. Steve Butler looks like he's now in a bit of trouble.
It's the main concern of the night, isn't it, really?
Both sides. Again, Silvani involved, the ability to take that contested mark on the wing. We know how important that's become in modern footy because you're able to really launch off that play. And just players seem instinctively to be going. Cunningham there just rolls. You wonder whether subconsciously in the back of their mind they know the man on the mark's not the threat he was. So they're rolling with confidence, and that's a great finish.